Hey guys! So today I wanted to talk about something a little different. I want to talk about my views on adoption. A lot of the people in my family are adopted, so from a very young age I just got used to the idea and knew that this person wasn't technically that family member, but really they are. And I got used to, it doesn't matter if they are blood relatives or not, they are. Just because you're adopted doesn't mean you're not part of the family. So for me, I learned from a young age to accept them as they are, to be very open and accepting of people because they can't control whatever's happening to them. They aren't any less of a person because they were adopted. They aren't any less of a family member because they were adopted. Things like that. When I was a kid, I really wanted to adopt one child from every continent. That was going to be my big thing. I was going to have 7 kids and they were all going to be from different places. And that has definitely changed since I was a child. But even as a kid, I knew I did not want my own kids. I definitely wanted to adopt. To this day, that's still how I feel. I never want to get pregnant. I never want to have my own kid. The idea of pregnancy really freaks me out. I have like a phobia of pregnancy. It's like freaks me out. I feel like sometime in the next few years I'm actually going to be ready and start the adoption process, which is terrifying because I still kind of feel like I'm a child, but I'm 22. I'm starting to get up there in age and I feel like I'm both 5 and 50 at the same time. I definitely don't feel like 22. Right now I'm kind of having a little bit of an identity crisis, but I'm sure I'll get over it and things will get different, especially once I move and have my own place, because right now I'm living with my parents. I don't know what's happening with life right now, so obviously it's not the right time to adopt. When I get my own place and everything's settled and everything's good, I really want to start the adoption process. And it's a long process and it's an expensive process. I hate how long and drawn out and expensive the adoption process is. These children need homes and they need them now. I get that you want to make sure that the people that are adopting are the right fit, but I think it could be done quicker and cheaper. The average is about $37,000, which is outrageous for a child that was free to conceive. It's free for me to get pregnant. A lot of people tend to go through foster parenting to acquire a child because you get paid for that, and also the child ends up being a lot cheaper. Seems like a lot of times like the state will waive some of the fees, and I think there's also a way to be foster to adopt. I think that's something you can call yourself, and then that way the only children coming in would be adoptable children, I think. I've done a little bit of research on it, but not much. But if that's the case, that's what I want to do. I definitely want to foster to adopt or just adopt, but I think it would be a lot cheaper to do it fostering first, and you're going to get a lot more help from different people for buying what you need. You'll have like money from the government, I think, because it's part of your job. So they would help you buy what you need and get everything ready and make sure everything is good for the child. And I think it would be a really good way of getting a kid, because you would learn so much about having a child and taking care of a child through fostering. Fostering might be a good idea for me, but I'm still going to have to do a lot more research on that. I would be so heartbroken to see a child go back to their deadbeat parents just because they got their rights back to their kids when they never should have gotten their rights back. I would have a really hard time with that, especially if this child has been with me for years and to me is like my own child. Just to see them go back to a situation that's not good for them, no matter what the state thinks. I could think I am the right home for this child, not their parents. Their parents haven't changed. They're still the same people. They shouldn't get their children back. For me, fostering may or may not be a good idea. I feel like I'd get way too connected with the people and I wouldn't want to let them go. So maybe foster to adopt would be a good choice, but I'm not sure yet. I'm considering getting my tubes tied so that way I don't have any accidental pregnancies. I just want to make it to where there's like no way I could ever have an accidental pregnancy. just because that's how I feel. I don't want to be pregnant. I would be terrified. What I would like to adopt is a little boy between 4 to 8. I would want to homeschool him. I know that Florida has Florida Virtual School where they learn through a public school technically, but everything's online. I would either do that or hire a tutor for him and have them come to the home and help him learn. I would love to have a homeschooled child and work from home and be able to take him to the zoo and SeaWorld and wherever and do a bunch of stuff with him. I might end up being a single mother, adopt and live on my own with my kid. I don't know. As of right now, that looks like how it's gonna be, but I think that'll be fine. I think I'll be okay with that. But if I end up falling in love with someone and we decide to adopt a person together, that would be great too. But again, I don't care how perfect of a person you are not going to make me think that pregnancy is ever going to be an option for me. And there are kids that need homes already, so I don't need to create my own when there are millions of children that have no homes now that need help. So I'd rather do that. That is what I want to do. I want to do that in the next few years, either foster to adopt or just adopt. It may be a family member, it may be a friend, maybe someone has a child and they can no longer take care of it. I don't know. If that's what happens, then I would absolutely adopt them or adopt someone in foster care or someone who just needs help. I would be willing to adopt from anywhere. To me, I don't care if the kid looks like me. I don't care what the kid looks like. I do want a healthy child, which tends to be hard to find in adoption. I don't know if I would be able to take care of someone with really debilitating disabilities. That might be hard for me. I've never been a parent. I don't know. Maybe if I decide to adopt a second child, someone with disabilities I could take care of. But for my first time around, I think that I would want a healthy child. If you've ever adopted or if you've ever been a foster parent, definitely let me know in the comments what you went through. See if it was a good option for you or how long it took to adopt, maybe if it took years or something. Sometimes it could take years to properly adopt a child. That is crazy. I think you should be able to have like a baby shower just like expecting parents do. It's just that you are adopting, not creating your own. I still think you should have a celebration of a new child in the family, and you should still have all your family come over and bring gifts and celebrate. It's still a big deal, and I think that would be great to actually get some help from people with all the costs and everything that you have to do for a new child. Child shower, baby shower, adopt shower. I don't know what they call it, but I think that would be cool to have. But of course, I would make sure I am in the right position to take care of a child. I would have a lot of money in my savings account. I would be mentally and physically and emotionally and financially completely stable. I would do a lot of research and make sure whatever option I go with is the right option for me. Right now, I'm just getting started in looking things up and getting all my information together because I am in no position to adopt right now, so I'm definitely not getting ready to adopt or anything. You should know what you're getting into ahead of time, obviously. Just because I might do it in 3 years doesn't mean I shouldn't start getting ready and getting informed now, because you never know. In the next few years, someone might say that they can't take care of their child anymore. That might right then be the time, oh, I'm gonna adopt this child. Definitely let me know in the comments how it went for you if you adopted or fostered. Obviously, don't tell me any personal information or anything, but I would love to know if you had a positive or negative experience and if you would do it again. What are your thoughts on adoption? Would you ever adopt? I would love to hear from you guys, and thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.